You ever flown one of these things before?
Nope.
Now, I know I'm not the only one who immediately thought Die Another Day when they saw this shot. And that's not a shot. It's not a wisecrack. I mean, yeah, it reminded me of that movie, and I wasn't crazy about that scene, but it just was what it was. Fine here. Didn't bother me either way. So I thought it was pretty cool. I'm watching the Super Bowl, and then all of a sudden this comes on, and I grab the remote, I turn it up. I wasn't expecting a Bond commercial today at all. I thought if I did, if they were going to show the Bond trailer, it would have been what we saw already, so I wasn't expecting something new. So that was kind of cool. Where I am kind of not crazy about, it's feeling very spoilerish. I feel like just talking about this now and getting into details, there's, it's funny how in this much shorter snippet that they gave us versus the bigger trailer, I felt like this one was giving away more. So, hey, I'll talk about it, but kind of watch at your own risk. If you don't want any spoilers, I won't take it personally if you click off. Because, yeah, I think this one's kind of revealing a lot. So, anyway, with that, let's jump in. So, obviously, I got to do this at, like, super slow motion because it was just so fast. The shots are so quick. I'll never be able to talk about it. I mentioned this shot. They go out of the plane. Bond is looking pretty chill. No problems. And then you get the logo. And then we get into it. This April, I'll talk at the end what I think this is. The wording that we see in this, I think it means something. I really do. Shot of Bond going over the cliff, the DB5. We saw this already. I know the cliff has an extra shot, which is pretty cool. So I guess they're still tweaking and fine tuning, or were. The shot of the people going down the building. I had a lot of people tell me that these are the good guys. I thought these were baddies, but I could be wrong. Bond underwater. Bond turning and firing with his tux on. Pretty cool looking shot. Nice shot of Madeline. Nice legs. Cute. And I think this is Safin firing into the water. I changed my tune on this. I thought he was going to murder somebody. I think he's rescuing somebody, and I think it's Madeline. Bond looking like he just heard something terrible. I'll come back to that. The Dr. No shot everybody's been talking about. Again, I don't even think they're hiding it at this point anymore. I really don't. These quick shots of people. The shot of M. At first, when I saw that, I was like, oh boy, they really just will not let this woman just relax in her grave. But then I kind of realized, well, they are tying this all together. I mean, they pretty much said so. So I guess she's got to be part of it. Okay. So what's up? I think this is going to be a very emotional film for James Bond. I think this is going to be emotionally trying. Extremely emotionally trying. This is going to be, and I know we keep saying, can we please make it a little impersonal? But I think what they're going for here is kind of the tests of Bond's sanity to end all tests. I think he's going to have some serious trials in this. All of those shots of him just looking like he just heard some terrible news. Yeah, I think that's where they're headed with this one. And it's something they've tinkered with and kind of paid some lip service to in Spectre, but I think they're really going to do it here. I think this is going to be a very difficult film. I think it's going to be a difficult film for the character of Bond. I also think it's going to be difficult for us. I think this is going to be emotionally, what's the word I want? Is disturbing too hard? I think it's going to be a little disturbing. I think you're going to walk out of this like, wow, that was kind of rough. So the wording, The 25th James Bond film is going to change everything. I think that all the Bond films, if you watch all the old trailers, every single one, it's the biggest, it's the best, it's the best Bond film ever. Every single one says that. But I think in this case, it's not simply lip service. I think they are literally going to do, and I've heard people speculate, because they say it's the 25th James Bond film, not simply the last Craig film or the 5th film in this incarnation of Bond. I do think they're going to do something that will jostle the entire franchise. And when I say jostle, and again, I already said spoilers. All right, so here's my theory. I've already been saying that that Safin is Dr. No. I like again, I don't think they're even hiding that anymore. I mean, I saw this shot going around. There you go. The fact that you can see his hands doesn't really mean much to me for two reasons. One could be that the technology that they can do today to make a fake hand is probably kind of like the Empire Strikes Back level of, here's my hand again. It probably will move in a sort of a robotic way if they go that route. The other thing could be he might lose them in the course of this film. The film might end with him having these little robot hands. Anyway, so yes, I think they're going the Dr. No route. And I kind of wonder, if this thing happens the way I think it's going to happen, I'm going to play a clip of a podcast that I did back prior to Spectre, when I was talking with some friends and we were speculating that this whole Craig tenure, and not that I think that they ever planned this far ahead, but that the whole Craig tenure could be a literal prequel to the franchise itself, where they go through this whole kind of extended origin story of James Bond, and they will literally end it where Bond gets sent to Jamaica to deal with some sort of a mastermind who is doing something and changing the course of rockets, etc. So I do think they're going to go this Dr. No route, and I think they are going to essentially go full circle and end up at the beginning, literally before the franchise, the original franchise starts, so that it's sort of this time loop where we could literally end this film and start on Dr. No, and it would make some logical sense. And obviously I'm not saying perfectly, because obviously Dr. No takes place in 1962. But again, keep in mind, they are taking big liberties with these characters. They might do this Safin character. They might go through the whole thing and never actually utter the words Dr. No. They might literally just, so fans understand this as Dr. No, but they never actually say the words. So, and again, I mean, look at the way they've tinkered with the origin of Moneypenny, Q, Blofeld. I mean, they've gone in and messed around with the backgrounds of these characters so that we still have all the characters that we had in the original franchise, but they're different. I mean, Blofeld was never Bond's foster brother. So they could do a lot of things with this Dr. No that are not exactly Dr. No the way we know him, yet still they could say, but here's our Dr. No. So I really think they're not kidding when they say that this could literally be a game changer, that this could change everything. Which is kind of good news to me, because that implies that the series is going to go forward. I think a lot of Bond fans are sort of wondering, well, what are they going to do now? Now that, I mean, it's Craig's last film. We don't have any successors to the heir of the Broccoli Wilson empire. I don't see anybody stepping up to take over the business. So we're all sort of wondering what's going to happen after this. But I think this is kind of a promise, sort of an unspoken promise that things will go on. How they're going to go on, I think, is still a mystery, but I do think that's the idea. So all in all, I think it's pretty interesting. I like where this is headed. Again, I hate to get spoilery on you because I don't like doing that. But honestly, I feel like this is kind of really telegraphing its punches now. I think Madeline will be rescued as a child. I think there could be some serious stakes that happen in the relationship between Bond and Madeline, which will cause Bond to be, go through some difficult times. I'm having flashbacks of Seven. If you ever saw the movie Seven, what's in the box? I'm kind of wondering if Bond's going to go through something on that scale. So anyway, like I said, not sure about that, but we'll see. I think young Madeline will have been rescued by Safin. I think there's a line in this where he says, "Well, you made your choice." I think Madeline essentially made a deal with the devil when she was younger, and the devil has come expecting payment. So, I think that's sort of where that's going, and what they mean by that. The mask in the box, I think, is the devil leaving his calling card saying, "I'm here, pay up." And this will affect James Bond greatly, of course, and how this all ties in with Blofeld, maybe a little, maybe a lot, hard to say. So anyway, and by the way, more great cinematography. I think that's really good stuff. The music, I understand, is like harkening back to Casino Royale, so you're not getting any of the Hans Zimmer score yet. And by the way, I never even commented on those things. I felt like I didn't have much intelligent to add to the conversation. I think Hans Zimmer doing the score is interesting. I'm not thrilled and I'm not upset. I think a lot of people have strong opinions about it. I think Hans Zimmer can do fine work. I don't like that he's become kind of a franchise unto himself, that he has his people who will actually physically do the score sometimes. He won't actually go through with it, but I guess he's kind of the supervisor. But I've heard people say, I don't want that whole brum, of Batman. But again, Hans Zimmer has done a lot of stuff. David Zaritsky and John Williams did a very extensive discussion on this. And when you go back into what Hans Zimmer has done over the years, I mean, it's a lot more than just the Nolan stuff of late, the Inceptions and the Batman series. Billie Eilish is doing the theme song, and the first thing I said was, "Who the hell is Billie Eilish?" So yeah, kind of seriously showing my age there. But so personally, I don't know. I've heard, over the years, there's been plenty of examples of artists who've come out to do Bond themes, and you thought they picked who? I don't see them doing James Bond at all. Yet somehow they do something that, as we look back today, it's amazing. They've done some of the best theme songs. So there you go. And why does it excite me? Well, it excites me because the young people are excited. And again, just using the term young people goes to show how old I'm getting. But seriously, the fact that that the younger generation is very excited about this, that speaks to me. Again, we don't do video games anymore. What they used to do to bring in a younger audience, they're not doing so much anymore. So this might be the best chance we're going to get to bring in younger audiences, and get kind of a new generation of Bond fans. So there you go. The music, happy with it. The trailers, what I'm seeing, again, looks great. I don't think it's going to be short on action. I think the drama is going to be dialed up to 11. So all good things. It's a good looking film. I mean, the cinematography is great. So I think if nothing else, we'll be able to walk away and say it was a good looking film. There you go. I guess that's it. Nice little surprise. Was not expecting to be doing a reaction video today. But I'm glad I am. And again, it's lot of pontificating because it's weird having these conversations because I don't want to get too deeply. I don't want to spill too much about what I actually think. I mean, I want to give my opinion, positive, negative, or otherwise. But again, the spoiler stuff, I don't want to go there. And again, this one is kind of telegraphing its punches, I think. But anyway, I'll wrap it up. As your good buddy head of section, hey, like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. I always forget to say that. Like it, share it, subscribe. I just hit 3,000 subscribers on YouTube recently. I'm kind of happy about that. So spread the word, please, if you like what you see. And by the way, you can probably tell from the background that Scott and I are about to start our The World Is Not Enough review. I'm finishing up editing on Tomorrow Never Dies, trying to get caught up to get back on our schedule so that when No Time to Die comes out, we're ready to go with our review. And I'll probably do like a handful of reviews. I'll probably do like a reaction shot. I'm sure I will be talking to many other YouTubers and podcasters from London. So you'll probably know very quickly what I thought of it, even before we do our full-blown review. But hopefully we'll get that cranked out quickly. That's it. Here's your good buddy head of section signing off. And until next time, keep living like James Bond.
James Bond.